Alright, here's the video for the Microtherm machine. We have the PLC control over here. Here's the output side. We have a few of the guards removed so you can see on the inside. Here is the PLC. You've got the Micrologix 1400, and then there's a PowerFlex 40 vector drive. You've got a few contactor relays to switch between the feed and cut. Circuit breaker. There's an extra card for the drive. You've got over here is the feed motor with the reducer. You've got the chain over here that goes down to the this is the cut reducer, cut motor. This is the feed sprocket with the chain going down to the feed reducer, feed motor. So those are three-phase AC motors. Here is the air system on the inside. We'll go around to the output side over here. You've got your on-off switch. Here's the 60-inch blade. This cover opens up, so you've got access to adjust the blade or clean the blade. Here's the flapper. There is a switch right here that will stop the machine when the cover is open. We have the front cover over here removed so you can see underneath the machine. There's a cover over here so you can see inside here. We just have interlock switch. You've got your 60-inch feed roll over here. That's this roll. This is the auxiliary pressure roll, which is only used when you're rewinding. So we're right now rewinding about 4 or 5 inches on the other side. And here's your main pressure roll that's used all the time. Your score slitters over here. We've got our dancer bar right here that goes up and down. Here's a potentiometer that adjusts the brake, which is right here. And then we also have a sonar control. So as the diameter of the roll gets smaller, the brake decreases, and as the dancer goes up, the brake gets less. As the dancer goes down, it gets more. Here is your rewinder. We've got an air input for the rewinder and a air input for the machine. The rewinder requires extra air. Material goes over this roll, underneath that, and goes to the rewinder. As far as your air system, you've got your top pressure roll, bottom pressure roll, slitting, and dancer lifter. So the dancer lifter is right here. That raises this up, lowers it down for easy threading. The slitters are right here. Those are the wheels by the orange, and then the pressure rolls, you've got, this is the auxiliary one, and the top one right here I don't want to do because that'll unthread the machine. Okay, Mark, why don't you go ahead and step on the foot pedal, we'll watch the material run. So, rewinder runs when the machine runs, and then it drops back down. So under normal operations, the dancer is going to go up and not quite go to the bottom. So you can see we are a few inches off the bottom, which is good. We're slitting right now in the center, and on this side, and on that side. So now the pieces, you can run it either in automatic, or he's just grabbing the pieces as they're coming out. So he's stepping out a foot pedal right there. So you can do one piece at a time, or you can do it in automatic and it'll run continuously. Why don't you go ahead and stop it for a minute, Mark? Okay, so as far as the PLC screens go, you can stop it. So the control that we have over here, you've got on-off switch over here. Here's your E-stop. So if you press the E-stop, it says it goes to this screen. It's a twist to release, so you twist it, it releases. You press the start button, and now we're back to this screen. So you want to hit Normally I want to do F1 for a reset, and then F8 for that. So now from the main screen, the other buttons that you have, start and stop is when the power first goes on. You've got your length that does one piece, and then you've got your speed over here. So it's okay, I'll finish the rest. So as far as the controls go, you've got you can go ahead and take a break. You've got 99 recipes. So right now it says job 5 is set for 20 inches. The batch counter is off. We've done 129 pieces when it was set for 5. So if I do batch reset, which is F6, that will reset this to 0. So if I turn the batch counter on, which is F5, it'll run 5 pieces and then stop at 20 inches. So if I do F2, it puts it in automatic, and then to take it out of automatic, I would do F1. So if I go F2, it then says press this to start automatic. Now if I do F1, it'll take it out of automatic after that piece is done. The cut button, I do this one time, and I have to press a 2-button operation. So I press F3, and then it tells me to press F1. If I go F2, it's going to go back to the main screen. So okay, so the next one is the reset button. It just resets everything. Batch on off, I've already gone over. Batch reset resets the batch counter to 0. Jog is just exactly what it says. I go like this. It'll jog the material until it stops. I'll let go of the button. And now the menu button. So I go F8 to the menu. So the first thing I can do is I can select 99 jobs. So let's say I want to go to job number 2. I press 2. That's set for 25 inches. So I can go edit the job. And it has the length is 25.5. If I want to change that, say I want to make it 30, I just type in 30. And then I press enter. So I do the 30 over here, and then I press enter. And if I want to go to the adjust factors, let's say you've got different materials and some slip more than others. So when you put on a slippery material, you actually have to put in, it's a 1/2 inch short. So you would make the adjust. I could either use the arrow key over here to go from F5 to F6, so I can make this a 1/2 inch. Or I can just press F6 right here, and then I can change the length. And that will allow you to have, for that material, you put in 30 to get 30, and the adjustment is taken care of here. The slowdown is how many inches before the end of the piece does it stop? Does it go from high speed to slow speed? I would recommend 3 to 4 inches. The batch is how many pieces you're going to cut to. So if I go F8, and I want to make that 15, now it's going to go 15 pieces and stop. Now it only does that when the batch is turned on. So now it says F2. Now if I go back to the job menu, which is F8, the main screen, F2 is here. If I go back to here, I go to F3, which is the setup, and the first thing it has is this is the calibration. So if you look in the manual, it'll explain to you how you calibrate. So if you put in 30 inches, you get 30 inches. Now the other thing that we have as a calibration is the dancer potentiometer. So you can set where is the high position for the dancer, where is the low position, and the same thing for your roll of material. So if we set it up for a 36-inch diameter and you decide that you're only going to run a 20-inch for the maximum, you would have to go into the screen to change the value. So the maximum is now 20 as opposed to 36. So this is looking out measures the roll of the diameter and adjusts the brake accordingly. I think that covers everything on the machine, and let me just look over the options.